Hi, this is the Gypsy Rover, and tonight is gonna be a talk session on Jokers on Duty, and enjoy the session and keep smiling. Hi, this is Timothy Plain with your Jokers on Duty. We are changing our actual video contents. We are no longer allowed to use any music, background music, or anything like that. So I'm going to do up an actual our own content. That means I'll be putting together my own private skits, or probably play board games, or or go back to doing what is it? What's it I used to do? I forgot now. Train of thought. Putting basically our own program together that we own. That Jokers on Duty will create themselves. Whatever. Some of the characteristics are going to stay the same. There's going to be a lot more show, more like our Halloween show is going to be quite different, because there's going to be no background sound or music content to it, unless I can do sound effects. But I don't think I'm going to do sound effects. But if people want the sound effects, you can let me know on my Facebook. If not, then it'll be strictly just, again, are basically putting together basically what I have around the house, like making our own private entertainment, that kind of thing. So it's now got to be our own creative show. You notice for this opening, I went back, recorded videos I took of the village fair, the fireworks, that I posted on YouTube. Those anything by me that was posted by me on YouTube. That those are my videos. Those are the ones I recorded. I was the main founder of Joker's Corner in 2001. When I was working with the Liftlock Action Club, I was the first founding president. The actual Joker's Corner actually did stay with them, but I put together my own little program called Jokers on Duty, because I didn't decide to not use Joker's Corner. So I could have, but I chose not to use Joker's Corner. I decided to, put together a mixture of everything to make Jokers on Duty. So, to make it fun, live. The shows are just not going to be as lively as like 2011, 2010, because I'm a music fanatic. I love my music. But now there's going to be no music content, so it'd be a lot different. This way, this is us creating our own thing. So it's we're gonna build our own characters. I always love Halloween. Throw probably a bit of a Halloween party. Not with a lot of people here. No, like the house full enough 24/7 as is. That's not that kind of a party, but because the fact that there is no, that I'm aware of, there is no Optimist Halloween dance this year. Usually I go to help out with that. I am an Optimist Club member. I always enjoy helping out with that in the year, but since they're not doing a dance because they're competing with other areas and that kind of thing, so that they're not doing anything this year. It'll be just the community living one here. So basically I'm gonna have save my own money, buy my own party supplies, and I'm gonna videotape my own party. We'll consider this as a Jokers on Duty Halloween party show. I do want to have sound effects in the background, but I don't know how that's going to go because all these shows do go on Facebook, and I guess Facebook some people are complaining because they don't like the live music, so we have to. Jokers on Duty now is basically is creating our own kind of thing, so. But since this formed together, New Year's 2010, we've always used karaoke tracks. We've always used, music from YouTube or whatever. But because it is a live videotaping, we're told we can't use that no more. So under respect for people that do originally own that, we will not use that. So basically now we are going to create our own thing. So if anybody has any ideas, your own creation ideas that you want to see on here or contribute, you can always again Facebook me or email me at tsplane45 at gmail.com. Or you can leave a message on my Facebook, which is under Timothy Plain, which is called which is under my volunteer position of my own little thing that I put together called Jokers on Duty. You feel free to leave messages there. Again, there will be no music. There'll be no actual video contact, video gaming, that kind of thing. Basically, we're going back to the pioneer ages, but with a video camera. I guess it's going to be going back to the old Monopoly game boards and a deck of cards. Just sitting here like a bunch of old men playing poker. I hope this still doesn't get boring. I hope I can keep this as live as possible. Again, it's going to be kind of hard with no music, so this is interesting. Because for me, it's kind of hard because I used to be an actual growing up as a kid. I went through public school, I went to high school, and that kind of thing. I went to I did go to Bible school. True Worshipers Training Center at Solomon Outreach Center. That's the church I grew up in. That's where I learned all my acting skills to begin with. It was from youth group. I used to be an actual street performer in the 90s, and also being an Army cadets, Air Cadets, that kind of thing. And I used to actually do professional mime acting, where we used to go to Toronto, and we did use music, and nobody complained, but they liked us, but. Well, they can't tell because we all looked alike. We were all dressed in black and we had white makeup on and we all looked like clowns. So, but I guess now people don't like clowns because apparently there's a clown bylaw. Unfortunately. But the law says no clowns allowed. But they didn't say anything about real living clowns that don't wear makeup, that no longer wear makeup, that don't wear like clown suits or, run around look Shriner clown cars. My grandfather did that for years. Fortunately, he used to be a Greenland beer. But we always said he looked like a clown. But, and look at me, like I'm now 36 years of age, and by the way, like some of my characteristics, like I've mentioned in a lot of my live taping.
Cool, people are liking it.
I am known as a Gypsy Rover. Like that was a nickname given to me as a kid. That was actually street name because of all the heavy mime performing we were doing in that. So it's all through cadets they used to call me that because we never did go by our first names. We always went by rank, last names. Or we were on the street, doing street missions, doing barbecues for the homeless people, that kind of thing in Toronto, going down through Montreal, Quebec. Before they started the actual passports at the United States border, we used to go all the way down to Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, and we used to put on mime shows and street shows. That people always loved us, that kind of thing, and those are the days I always loved, and that's why I said acting's always stayed with me. Like that's like I've always done it voluntarily. Like I don't charge like most people will, and that kind of thing. Like I think those are the ones that are taking the bigger risks. That kind of thing because they're in it for the money. Like we were a non-profit organization. We used to go around just acting, just to put a smile on people's faces, to make them laugh. I always loved making them laugh. I was born in Napanee, Ontario, but I grew up in Peterborough. So my parents had a nasty divorce, that kind of thing. So, and for me, this is getting me over a lot of stress this year by losing my mother and that kind of thing. So. This is lifting my spirits and that. So, the old shows have remained, stayed on Facebook. They're just viewable now. Those shows are very old now. They're there to watch, but we just can't use that content anymore. That kind of thing, because I got the notice stating we have to create our own thing. So we're starting off fresh. Hopefully going into 2000, when we do go into 2018, Jokers on Duty, from now to then, it's only going to be strictly, Jokers on Duty's our own thing. So that kind of thing, like maybe we might have a game of Yahtzee going, or you might see stop-in visitors playing Yahtzee, Monopoly, Clue, those kind of board games, that kind of thing. So gotta go. I gotta get the door out.
This is where the camera switched.
Okay, and we're back. Sorry about the interruption, people. That kind of thing. I had to get the door. Also, with Jokers on Duty, there's going to be a newspaper walk, which is kind of new. Like, I do have a paper route. Sometimes I do fill in for somebody else, and that kind of thing. So, we're going to try to set up if I get my live Facebook stream working again. That's kind of down for some reason. It's temporarily blocked for a couple days. So once that gets unblocked, that's why I said all these shows are going to be all different. I'm actually going to take you inside the Optimus Club events, if I can. There is music there, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up on music at all, or that kind of thing, even if it's just live streaming of them making pies or whatever. But I'll try to get a live stream in there. The Rotary Village Fair is coming up 4th to the 7th. That comes up every year, so I work that every year. We're setting up actually Thursday, and we have 2 weeks of setup, and then it'll be the fair. Bingo every night. and that kind of thing. So if anybody wishes to go out to come out and take part in that, it's free admission in, but you do have to pay for the games. You do have to pay for the rides. You don't have to pay to get into the park. That kind of thing. And if I could take you through a live stream through that, if I get my stream working in time, I can live stream that. Take you through a lot of that. Don't forget, every night at 8 o'clock with Michael Colts is MFers. That is a wonderful online chat group. They're very supportive. They do shout out draws, prizes, that kind of thing. Sometimes they're donated and that. So that kind of thing. There will be a Looney. I'm working on Foodland Day, where you'll see me. Now my cell phone does not work, or my iPhone does not work in Foodland, frequency-wise. But we're gonna call it because there coffee's only Looney, because there's a Looney machine and you get hot chocolate, Kappa mocha, whatever mochas, vanilla mochas, whatever, that kind of thing for Looney out of the Looney machine. And that kind of thing, and that, and maybe there might be a little bit of terror to a little bit of Wyerton here where I live, that kind of thing, and show, take a walk and that kind of thing, and, get out, and that. So, again, if you've got, if you like, if you like skit acting, you like telling jokes, whatever, Jokers on Duty is basically for you. I was actually expecting this change to happen, that kind of thing for the live. Since now, because it goes on Facebook, because there's this live video streaming thing. It was always been originally done from my private video camera to a videotape, VHS tape. But now, because technology is so high and Facebook has rules, that kind of thing. So we have when it comes to live streaming. They apparently, I guess, they don't allow live audio music, which kind of sucks. But but I ain't gonna say anything about Ink Magazine and the girl stripping. that I don't know how Facebook's allowing that. But I had a few taggers try to tag me through that, and I've been rejecting that stuff because I don't get into that crap. Sorry for saying crap on here. Just in case there's kids watching. Or flashing, or getting fresh tattoos done where they shouldn't be getting them done. We don't need to see that. Like, I would rather like a live show like Jokers on Duty, where it's more lively, more entertainable than half all this other boring stuff they have on Facebook. All these other boring streams, because they do get boring. And I think this is, between this one and MFers, these are the only two shows, basically, that's very exciting to watch on Facebook. Like, half the other stuff, boring. Not into it. So I just hope we don't go down as low as some of these other Facebook shows, looking like we're Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street living in a garbage can. But
I always love those jokes.
That kind of thing. But I did have my own water. Poured my own water. That kind of thing. Oh, and by the way, the Village Fair, if I can live stream that, and you guys see that on Facebook, that is funny. Okay, that is especially you guys. If I take you and let you guys take you inside the birthday game, that is the funniest. I mean, we have this guy. Well, we can't call him a dude. He's a good guy. You know, he sings just like Adam Sandler from Billy Madison. Like, he's nuts. But everybody looks at me in a wig and a dress and think I'm nuts. But again, I'm only an actor, so you know, I think this guy's actually got issues. but I don't go there. But out of pop. So fortunately, the water's got a bit. Quite soon, I'm gonna put sugar in that to make a nice tea out of it. Oh, another good thing is if you guys ever do learn how to make your, that's another thing I'm gonna try to show you on here is how to make iced coffee. Nobody knows how to make iced coffee. Like how you percolate the coffee and that kind of. Maybe they do. I don't know if other areas have it or is it just the Wyerton area that's into that. But basically, what iced coffee is coffee that is percolated in a regular percolator, and it sits all day, and then you pour it like cold coffee. You let it get cold, and then you pour it into a cup, and you put ice cubes in it. Then you put your milk and sugar in it, just like you do a regular hot cup of coffee, but in the other way around, it is a cold cup of coffee. They didn't. Only thing is, I've never tried on here yet, and I'm tempted to. Is pie throwing. Is get a nice lemon meringue pie, and splash somebody in the face with it. But I don't know if that'll go over quite well either. But again, those are old classics. So basically, we're going back in time, people. Even though technology is going up, because the way rules and regulations are that Facebook is very sticky on, this kind of thing, we're going backwards in time, back to the time, where, comedy was comedy, like sitting around a table just playing cards. Now, they can't complain about that. They cannot complain about a bunch of young guys playing poker, or playing fish, or playing Monopoly, or some people are going to pull Bart Simpson and say, "Eat my shorts." Video games, music, I can see that kind of thing. I don't know how. I guess you can't, because even if it's playing in the background, it's going to be an issue with it. So strictly, yes, there's going to be no music. There's going to be no more video game plays. They're not going over so well. A lot of people do like it, but there is a lot of, there is people that are on there that will complain. Plus you got these 50-year-old men running around Facebook acting like Ghostbusters, dressed in Ghostbuster suits. That's more of a copyright than anything. But
I'm really joking on that one.
But like I said, that's them. So that's not us. As long as they're not willing to change their Facebook programming or their Facebook live streams. We are willing to change ours. Like, we're not going to argue. We're not going to fight it.
What is this?
That kind of thing. So, we're going to make it all fair. We are going to come up with... Jokers on Duty is going to come up basically with our own stuff. So, I hope it's still enjoyable. I do not want to lose my viewers. MFers, I was talking to the guy from MFers. He even told me there was a time they went through the same thing, that kind of thing, and they had to make a few little changes too. So that kind of thing. So I guess they're also on the same vote with a lot of stuff that they do, that kind of thing. So it kind of gets what it does is it gets around the jealous people. you know.
It's an update.
The Sunday
Update
service
video.
that I did put up before we were willing to change. Now since we're changing, we won't be able to do that anymore. We'll just say that as just a one-time deal. Yeah, like again, those videos are always going to stay on Facebook because they're already there. But future-wise, from here on, starting today, we have to come up with our own stuff. That kind of thing. The church service was originally that we put up was dedicated for the churches because they've seen a lot of live streams, and they asked me, well, you know, you got all these people with this high technology, you know, high streaming, but nothing ever involves the churches. You know, they were saying, oh, God was being dishonored, you know, he's not being put first, you know, why, blah, 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 you know. So we volunteered, ourselves volunteered to do something for them on our shows. And that's why we had put that up. And that way, you know, to ease their minds, lower them out of the clouds. You know, that way, you know, their word is getting out. But again, you know, that's not, like I said, that's a one-time deal. That is something, future-wise, you're never going to see. It's always there, like it's an old postage. So now it's an old postage. That kind of thing, because we're changing our ways now. So we're changing now because we're coming up with our own thing. There's no more Sunday dedications and that kind of thing. So it's and that kind, because it's we don't need people complaining, but there's just some things people do not have understanding it, and that kind of thing. So now, as far as I'm concerned, the church is going to whine all I want because we ain't doing it again. That's we did it once, that kind of thing. So that kind of on that. So you know that there's no more Sunday church services on here. So for a lot of you Christian group people, I know you loved it. It's just not going to happen on Jokers on Duty from today on. That was only a Sunday thing. It was a one-time deal. That kind of thing. So, like we're moving on, becoming our own program. So it's we're creating our own thing. So we're going to create our own entertainment. That kind of thing. My characteristic of the Gypsy Rover is going to stay the same, but there's going to be a little bit more twist to stuff. Like I said, there's no more music, there's no more video game plays. That means my idea of a movie night for Jokers on Duty on here is gone. We can't do. I have seen people on Facebook live streaming movies, and I'm surprised they didn't get the same notice we got, which they should have. That kind of thing. So, you know, if we can't do it, they should not be allowed to do it either. So, if we have to create our own thing for Facebook live streaming, then they have to as well. Like they can't copy other people. So I mean, like we've got. So I'm working on putting together some type of storyline for us, which is going to be my creation, from my life experiences, growing up as a child, churches I belonged to, that kind of stuff from that. But like I said, for the music end of it, the preaching end of it, testimonial end of it, you're not going to see that. it'll be more of a mimic than anything of people that I know, that kind of thing. So could be it could be a mime thing, but no music. It's going to be our own type of acting. There may be funny. There I'm going to be looking at some comical, funny actions during the board games, like like Monopoly is very funny. It goes on forever. It never quits, and that kind of thing. So, we'll probably make a mockery out of that one, or make a mockery out of Clue. Remember, guys, the game is called Glue. It's called it's called Clue, not Glue. There's two different things. Definitely, there's no glue allowed on this show. That stuff will rot your brains out, and that kind of thing. There's no rules about drinking alcohol on a live stream, but I personally don't do it under respect, because it is bad advertisement. Same with smoking on here. That's not. It doesn't look good, especially since we're in a generation. There's children on Facebook that could be watching these things, or watching these live streams. Like same with MFers. Like there's young MFers now. There's little children MFers. There's teenager MFers. So on the live streams in generally, when we did the old Jokers on Duty, when I started doing Jokers on Duty in 2010, 2011, I was just acting drunk. I wasn't really drunk. I'm really not a smoker, that kind of thing. Like, I don't smoke. That was all a setup. Again, we used karaoke songs that was from a karaoke machine, from CDs, just to kind of make it funny. It was just my talent characteristics coming out. And now, me on the dunk tank, I am keeping that. That is my video. Nobody's claiming that sucker. Put it that way. Nobody's going to claim that one. That's mine. That was, my wife took that one of me on the dunk tank in 2015. So if I get more of those dunk tank videos, they will go on here, because they're of me at the fair going into the tank being dunked. Those are also, again, that's me creating my
I love my joking sessions in this.
Characteristic. My own comedy. So that way it is not going to make people feel that you're using other people's material. You're creating, basically you're creating your own. And I also encourage the other Facebook streamers, that have, that don't create their own stuff. Eventually over time, you guys are going to get, before you guys end up hitting the brick wall, that I call it, temporarily, it's only temporarily, so it's back up and running in 30 days. Before you guys hit that brick wall, it'd be good to see if you guys could try to create your own type of program like we do. That kind of thing, if you guys are using material, unless you guys are walking around with a license for it, that kind of thing. Growing up as a street performer, I've always had my license for that, that kind of thing. So, it's now, because everything's changing, it's changed hands so much. They're doing away with using other people's material and that kind of thing. But everybody does it. Even my own uncle has his own rock and roll band. All these bands, the stuff they're playing doesn't belong to them. They do actually take from the original people. They do. They all do it. My uncle does it. They all do it. You know, all these karaoke DJs, they take from other DJs. They rip from other, you know, they take shortcuts. But, you know, so again, this way, this way Jokers on Duty is creating their own kind of, we're creating our own kind of characteristics here. You know, we're creating our own comedy now, so that kind of thing. The character of my character, my nickname, the Gypsy Rover, the wigs, that kind of thing. I always enjoy doing that. Just so people know, I'm not gay. I'm not no funny surgeries or whatever. That kind of thing. And I'm not against people that do choose to live their life that way. Like, I have friends that have done that, and I've been pretty close friends with them in school and that kind of thing. So, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, we're just a type of, you know, we like to make people laugh and build their spirits up, because there's times when people are down, and, you know, they always like to have a good laugh because it brightens their day, it makes their day. So, that kind of thing. I'm losing my headset again. I think my ears are falling off. And I had those surgically put back years ago. But again, like I said, we're gonna have our own stuff on here. Like, no movie. Like, as much as I wanted to have movie nights, we're just not gonna have those. You know, it's that. Just trying to think what other stuff we can put together. That we can call our own. When the skateboard park gets built, the skateboard park's being built here. That kind of thing. You know, we can view that kind of thing. You know, it's like, other than this type of thing on Facebook, like, what is there to do here? Nothing. Boring. That kind of thing. There's not a lot for work here. There's not a lot for, you know, so you kind of have to create your own kind of entertainment here and that kind of thing. This is what people used to do for years before there was even cable, and you know, that kind of thing. Like, if you go back to the Pioneer, if you go read it, you go to your local library and you look up the Pioneer days, there was lots of entertainment going on. And if you look at a lot of the Celtic gypsy circles and that kind of thing, they created their own entertainment. Nobody complained about anybody owning this and that, you know, or owning this song or that song, or, you know, back 100 years ago, there was no such thing as copyright. You know, everybody was, you know, there was no such thing as cable. You know, there's no such thing as movies, no such thing as CDs. They all got together as a big family and they entertained themselves, you know, and that kind of thing. So, and again, like I said, nobody complained if somebody was singing someone else's song or whatever, you know, because that didn't matter, because they had a care for each other. They had a, you know, they were there for each other. They entertained each other's families and that kind of thing. And that, so nowadays it's just it's pony it's pony pee in a doggy bowl. The way a lot of people put it. No, actually, that's a new way to put it. Yeah, it's pony pee in a doggy bowl or a kitty cat bowl, you know. But if you were to put, actually, if you really think about it, if you were to put pony peed in a cat bowl, water dish, or a dog's dish, you'd probably drink it. The cat would, anyways. I know my cat would. But so it's so I'm gonna do some brainstorming, and I kind of write up some type of some new characteristics that we'll kind of use on here. Sorry about me stretching. I'm gonna put together some type of our own amateur show. I always loved the amateur show. That kind of, like, I always got a kick out of those. Like you know, if you ever gone to the big bars and that kind of thing, and they have their stand-up open mic nights and that kind of thing. Even there, like, again, nobody's licensed. They all get up and they're entertaining, but you know, each amateur show, I'm just gonna ignore that because it's a pain in my ass, especially when I'm recording. It's disrupting, so whoever it is can wait. Where was I? Some of the stuff the Optimus group does, nobody probably doesn't know what they do. They do community projects and all, like, they actually do fundraisers and that kind of thing. Oh, that's another thing I want to start doing on here, since it'll be again Jokers putting something together. Jokers on Duty putting something together is one, taking you inside the Optimus Club. Again, it'll be our own kind of thing, our own kind of our own, if you want to call it programming. I'll take you to some of their events if I've got the time to do it. I'd have to be able to stream that. There is also Rotary Village Fair. I'm going to see if I can stream that. Depends if I get the breaks to do it. If I'm on my breaks, like if I'm on a coffee break or something like that, I can do that. That kind of thing. So we're putting that together, and other characteristics. Just trying to think what else people might want to see on here.
Oh, Brittany sneaking through past the camera without me knowing.
Thinking. We already covered the Optimist. We covered the Looney Coffee Tuesday. That kind of thing. Hey, Atreyu. And what else? With some of my characteristics, I probably will put on makeup. So, you know, be prepared for that. So it's, again, it's a matter of me just writing up the scripts and that for it. So, but again, this does go on Facebook Live. This does get uploaded to Facebook. That's so I'm looking at a lot of different ideas. I don't know if I can get a live, or I'm going to try to get a live stream of some of the Yu-Gi-Oh games going on. That kind of thing people probably want to see on here. Not today, but some other time. Man, it's hot in here. It's 100 degrees outside and it's 100 degrees inside. So don't want to fill up too much of this tape, so I got room for other clips. And Just trying to think what else there is to do here in Wiarton and that kind of thing. So that I could take you to it. Probably sometime too. We'll do a Tim. Probably go up to Timmy's and have a Timmy's coffee day. Coffee, or also a Timmy's coffee or tea day. That kind of things. So you get to see on how packed it is in the summer. And so a bit of a trail walk, a bit of the trail walk through, that kind of thing. Walk around, walk down near the park. If Wiarton Willie is out, sometimes he's out in the morning. I'll see if I can get a live stream of him. He's my little buddy too. The paper walk, newspaper walk. I know you guys are going to enjoy that one. It's not the big fill-in that I do sometimes. It's down to a small route. That's just a quick walk. That's early morning walk through, and so once my live stream is up and running,
which is now,
my live Facebook video stream is up and running. There will be a paper walk.
I always enjoy my live streams.
Just trying to think. Oh, Uno. I do have Uno games. I've got domino games. Every game board you could think of. Twilight. I am not going to get into that one. That's a trivia. I totally mess up on that one. So I mean that's not my type of board game. But other than that, Yahtzee will probably go into. Monopoly for sure, and I've got a very, very special game for Halloween. On the Halloween show, that one is going to be a haunted night, and if I can put together our own kind of horror movie, or horror stream, it won't be as what you would see on in a movie. Like it'll be way different. This will be like the house. I have the place all decorated up and that kind of thing, and that kind of thing. It is a surprise. But for this special game, I'm gonna have to need more than I'm gonna get together more than just me. Due to the fact that this is going to be a rated R night, I would suggest that it's going to be a rated R night. So because with it being Halloween, all the kids get to go trick or treating, that kind of thing. This is not going to be a kids thing. For this Facebook stream, this is going to be strictly 18 plus. So nothing dirty. Don't worry about that. It's probably going to be something more scary, and I don't want to end up scaring giving little kids nightmares. So that night streaming will be Halloween would be a special show for Jokers on Duty. Again, we're doing this without no music. So, that is going to be a special night. Especially with, it's... Maybe my wife will be nice enough and go away that weekend for the weekend. That way I can have a very, very night of a horror scare. That way I'm nice and quiet. That way we can actually hear ghosts grueling and talking. That way it can be kind of freaky. So... Again, that'll be an adult thing because there's really not much for adults to do Halloween because Halloween kids go trick or treating, and was the adults get to, get any enjoyment out of it? They don't. Unless they go into the bars for Halloween, but that kind of thing. But me, I learned my lesson a long time ago. I will not go into an actual bar on Halloween. I went into a bar before on Halloween, and I regret that particular night of it. So it's that's basically, everybody calls it Devil's Night. That is the night. That's basically the night all the cults can come out. That's the night that the devils get loose. It's Demon Night, Devil Night, Hell Night, whatever you want to call it. Devil's Night is always the night before Halloween. So, if anybody ever reads the history on Halloween, okay, Halloween, before it was a pagan ritual, was actually a Christian, dedicated Christian holiday. Again, it's an Irish holiday. It's a Celtic Irish holiday. It came from Western, Northern, Southern Ireland. Of the Celtic gypsies and all that. So that kind of thing. So they used to believe there used to be a word called Samhain, which represent witchcraft. So the Christians used to believe that they can hold off spirits that night, and then one thing led to another, and it became a big spook fest. So
okay,
that used to scare a lot of people, and that kind of thing. So other than that, I do have the history of Halloween written down on a piece of paper. I will actually read that to you someday. So
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's a camera on.
Oh, you're dressed early.
So no funny business. There is, I have all the history of Halloween and how it started, that kind of thing. That could be read out on, that's read out on a piece of paper. But again, it was a Catholic Christian Celtic holiday. But then it was declared a paganist ritual when it hit the United States, Canada, New England. So, and that kind of thing. And the next day after Halloween is declared All Saints Day. So, actually they declare that as All Masses of the Saints. So that's your All Saints Day. So it's Halloween's got its own history to it. Same, just like Friday the 13th. Again, Friday the 13th was nothing that you see on TV. It's nothing like you see in the movies, like Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, that kind of commercialism. Again, it was a Christian holiday, and it relates back 100 years ago, back to the Freemasons, Knights Templars and the Freemasons, and that kind of thing. So that kind of thing I'm not going to get into on here, because again, it's more Celtic rituals, traditions that have been brought over here. So my grandpa used to explain all that stuff to me, that kind of thing. So if there is any anything you want to see on Jokers on Duty, again, that is not music related, because we can't do that anymore. And as long as it's not upsetting anybody else that may own certain material, that again, it has to be our own creation. Again, you can email me or whatever, that kind of thing, and give me your ideas, and we can actually videotape it, and that kind of thing. I do apologize. People did love the live singing. They did like the live showing of us, but times have changed now, because now there's Facebook, Twitter, and everything can go on Facebook now. So we have to get away from that. So it had we're making up our own show, more or less. So kind of creating our own talent, back to making our own skits, writing our own private skits. stuff we did as kids at summer camp. Back to those days. Those are the type of things we have to put on Facebook.
Come on.
That's how we're gonna put that together. If I can get my candles working, I get batteries for my candles, I will light up my candles. I do have my own strobe light. I like to run that.
Hey, move.
That kind of thing, so I'll put that up.
Oh, I need my keys.
And, by the way, Fran, when you're out here, can you give me another glass of water?
I'm busy.
Can't say I'm busy anymore. That's a Lady Gaga thing. That's a copying violation. Or are you gonna say, hey, baby, I was born this way? I'm just joking. But yeah.
There.
Oh,
I can't find my keys, so I have to buzz in.
okay, where's my water?
Can you wait a minute? Where's your cup?
Right there.
Or give it
I
to
always
me.
love that one. That's
Not a fucking me.
Never said you were.
it's
I'm
an
busy.
update video. Just been released, just been recorded the last 2 days.
Never. One joke we used to say at summer camp as kids, and that kind of thing, is how many women does it take screwing a light bulb? I was 9. They can do the dishes in the dark. I always love that one. Especially when the power goes out and there's no hydro. And late at night. And you got a black cat running around under your feet. So,
So we have.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it.
but,
So we have to
But-
drink.
yeah, I guess the MFers group are going to be making world tours too, so I hope they come this way someday. They're talking about it anyways, so.
Yeah, Trey, knocking them down.
Of course.
Well, I get new Halloween decorations for Halloween. He ain't matching those.
Okay. Hey,
I tell you, buddy, come here. Oh, my little guy's on the run again.
you stay.
Like he gonna listen. But I'm just trying to see how much more time I have on
Dave?
here. New talent is always good on here. Like if anybody's got talent, that kind of thing, they're welcome to join this video team. Well, there he goes. I trade you on the run again. Be confident. Run, Atreyu, run, Atreyu, run, Atreyu.
Tim,
What? I always loved that movie.
it has been.
I can't, I'm on a video camera.
Get in there. No.
But,
Get in there. Get in there.
he's in. So, that I only had to put, I had soy people, I had to put that up as a joke. I always get a lot, that always makes me laugh. That kind of thing. And I try to leave the DVDs alone. 4-legged kids are just as bad as the 2-legged ones. Cute, but four times the trouble if you had 2 extra legs. So, I hope you guys check out our new shows. I hope you guys enjoy our shows. And I do thank you people for following our old shows and enjoying our old shows. I do hope you enjoy the new ones just as you did the old ones. But the new ones, like I said, are going to be will go on Facebook. And this is, like I said, this is our team's own thing. So this time we're going to do a lot. We're doing things a lot different. Just because there's so much jealousness, too much negativity, not enough peace, positivity, like Mike would put it. That's the type of society we live in. Yeah, I do check out MFers. I do sit in on those sessions. I wonder if MFers ever sit on mine. Or ever take a liking to mine. That kind of thing. I am working on news. I am working on my own skits. I'm gonna have to do some brainstorming. I'm gonna have to do some writing up for it and that kind of thing. So again, this is gonna be my own creation. This is not gonna cut into someone else's jurisdiction. This is strictly going to be done by Jokers on Duty. Our group is actually going to make up our own things and that kind of thing. Again, I'm going to be doing interviews for people. Like, we don't get paid for this. This is all volunteer. We all volunteer to do this. I will be, if anybody is interested in joining our video team, do make sure that this is something you want to be a part of. It does take commitment, that kind of thing too, and you do have to be reliable, that kind of thing. You gotta be able to make people laugh and that kind of thing. And plus, you'd have to be able to make up your own kind of entertainment. Put together your own type of skits. Even if it's from life experience, nothing from movies. Nothing based on movie. When it comes to skits, it has to be your own creation. It's something you have to create yourself now. You can't be based on television your favorite TV shows. It can't be based on any of that stuff, because there is too much for copyright. With Jokers on Duty, I am going to be copywriting this if I can. It's my old shows I can't, because for the last few years, we have used stuff from YouTube. We can't do that anymore. It has to be something that we create ourselves. So again, if anybody that joins this team, if you're a professional bagpipe player, something like that people want to be able to see live on here. That's if you're part of a Highlander pipe band yourself, or if you play the guitar, you write your own songs, you write your own material. I'd be gladly to film you if you want me to, or put you on live stream. But again, it has to be your own work. It can't be taken from other artists. It can't be taken, from movies. Because all these streams now are Facebook's checking into. So, that kind of thing. And again, even if we have our Halloween night, keep it clean. Definitely keep that clean. Same with comments. Whatever you see in the Halloween shows, like I said, there's not going to be anything bad in it. It's probably just going to be a board game night, or because I am reading it that night, I am going to slip in a couple bottles of beer on there if I can. Like I said, it's because that is, again, it's going to be it's an adult showing. But again, like I said, it's not going to be like New Year's of 2010, 2011, where there was, that one there was no alcohol involved. That night, I wasn't drinking. Nobody was drinking. We were just acting drunk. I was basically sober. I couldn't even afford to buy a case of beer that year. I was broke. But with the board games, it's gonna be just like a reality show, that kind of thing. So socialize with board games, that kind of thing. The one board game I do have for Halloween night, I'm not gonna break out the surprise on that. Reason why I'm putting in a restriction on that one is because it may. Again, there is kids on Facebook. I don't want to end up scaring them, and a lot of my live streaming that I do does go on Facebook. There may be the board game itself. It does glow in the dark, fortunately, but there's like, as much I do respect people's religion, Christianity beliefs and that kind of thing too. I grew up in a church setting and that kind of thing, but you know, it is Halloween and we want to have some fun with Halloween, but we don't want to go too far. But again, it's, you know, this is also, just so people know, this is Jokers on Duty is also a ghost security trap. So yes, you Ghostbusters are happy. Go ahead, laugh. You know, at least someone else is doing your job while you're sitting, sliding down, dancing around a woman's dance pole. But just kidding. Again, you know, like, you know, there has, since we moved in here, we have heard noises. We've heard, you know, some type of spiritual identity moving around in this place because it's a very old building. This is actually my way of catching spiritually whatever it is. So if I'm running a camera and I've got it nice and quiet, I'm actually doing a ghost search. Again, hoping that the video camera will pick up what's ever in here, because that's what's the purpose of Jokers on Duty is. It is like a, you know, basically it's a ghost scan. So we can't use the word ghost, identity, whatever you want to use nowadays. Excuse me, aberration, that kind of thing. I'm not talking about the cat that creeps around. My cat that creeps around at night. Sometimes most nights he has actually been in bed with me sleeping, and there has been spiritual movement in here, and that kind of thing. And by this night, this is going to be my way of actually recording. If I do pick up anything on the camera, that way, you know, that way it's an assurance that there is something in the, you know, haunting the building itself. Because this building here in Wyerton, believe it or not, it's been several things. It has it's a thousand. I guess somebody said it's 1,000. It's been here for 1,050 years or longer. It's an actual historical building. One time it used to be doctor's office. Some people said it used to be doctor's office at one time. Historically, it used to be a hospital. It used to be, you know, it's Wyerton. I hear a lot of stories about this building. I just started living here in 2000. I moved here before in 2004, and then I left here, got married, met my wife here, left here, got married, moved back to my hometown, Peterborough, and that kind of thing. I just recently moved back here. But, you know, I hear a lot of ghost tales about this building, which makes me curious and study it. So by putting Jokers on Duty, it's this way I can catch spiritually, without the identity drawing attention to me. It's drawing the ghost, or, you know, aberration, whatever in here, is drawing the attention to the music. And the music's pulling it, or is attracting it, or bringing it out, whatever it is. So, you know, that's why we did the music sets, but we can't do the music sets anymore. So I figured if I do the game sets, change our shows, because I was willing to do that anyways. We have to change our shows. That way, if I do pick up any apparitions in here, or any spiritual movement or anything, if there's any ghost sightings, whatever, it'll show up on the camera. And that's why I said it's going to be a very quiet night. So again, Halloween, it's gonna work out that way too. And see, this way it's also saving me money because I don't have to pay a phony Ghostbuster team to come in here
I'd be
run
joking
around
at
with
that
fake little kitties proton packs and try to catch this thing. And this thing is laughing at them, making them look like they're dummies because they're copying something they see on TV. It's the spirituality of stuff. It's real stuff. Like it's I want to be able to communicate with it. I just hope this apparition in here is not my dead mother. That would be pretty bad if it is. Then I have to say, sorry, man, I gotta call a priest. I gotta exorcist your ass out of here. I gotta do away with your soy. That's what you call a disrespectful son. Like, I mean, I've been bad all my years growing up with her, but I could, even in her death, I don't want to be this bad, this either. So, if you did like my old videos, thank you. There's not going to be any more like them anymore, any more like them like those, because we can't use music content anymore. This, like I said, strictly we're going to be doing our own thing on here. That kind of thing. Oh, and the funny thing is, Wyerton's got this. I remember for years, okay. There used to be missionaries. I remember I used to do street missions myself. I grew up in a Baptist, charismatical, Celtic, charismatical, Pentecostal Vineyard Church, whatever you want to call it. Where they're laying on hands, praying in tongues, casting out demons, casting out devils. Some of that good old Southern United States religion, if you want to call it that. That explains the tent meetings in Louisville, Kentucky. Where I almost, not by choice, almost got lucky. That's a joke, by the way. I remember going down to Louisville, Kentucky with my old youth group, and we were going to a youth conference, and we went to Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom, and there was one girl, she was so attached to me, she wouldn't leave me alone. We were all the same age, but we were kids together. I mean, I almost didn't come home. I actually, called my mom up on the phone in Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, and said, guess what, Mom? I ain't coming home, and I'm only 15 years of age, and I'm living in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm hooking up with a hillbilly lady. But, no. Never had it. I was too young. I had to come back, so, which fortunately, but I would have never met my wife, thing, but here I am, I got married at 26 to a woman in her 50s, which is old enough to be my mother. Sorry, people. The young girls were just not interested in me in high school that I grew up with. We were just best friends, or we were back then. We were us boys. We weren't into girls as much as they are today. We were. We seen girls in our classes. Yes, we had girls in our classes, but to us, it was like, hey, sis. They were all sisters to us because we were like a family. We were all in cadets together, Army cadets, Air cadets, Sea cadets. Either everything from those years, growing up together. We were friends. We were too busy, you know, we were too busy just being friends. Like all we wanted to do was just hang out together. Or we used to walk to school together. Or we used to take the bus together. We sit together on the bus, but that was about it. You know, we were just friends. Like, you know, we adopted each other as family. So, you know, I got to know, you know, their families were like parents to us. That kind of thing. We weren't boyfriend, like even in high school, we weren't boyfriend, we weren't girlfriend, we weren't smoochy, doochie, huggy, lovey dovey, you know, like you call it today, you know, sneaking into the closet, in the high school closets, or under the teacher's desk. We didn't do anything like that. You know, we were good kids. We were angels. We respected our teachers. You know, we were pure little angels. We kind of. We were like what you want to call Freemason troublemakers. Means we did everything by secret society. Secret. And nobody knew about that kind of thing. But no, I can think back and laugh about that one. But no, we were good kids. We knew how to behave ourselves. We never got in trouble. Well, we did get in trouble, but the only time we ever got in trouble was at home. In our private homes. We never got in trouble in school. Like, I mean, we were like, hey man, the teacher was on deck. We had to be pure little angels. We had to be good. You know, especially drama class. Like that was we were pure angels for that one. Drama class, we even got the nice white gowns and the wings and the halo, and you know, we're not even in heaven yet. We just thought we were. It was just this high school play. Oh, the one high school play I do remember was We Shack and Abednego.
Yeah. Which is actually
by the way,
cool
I played Jesus Christ in that one, and that was one heck of a laugh. I'm sorry for me to ever play that part, because me and my big melon, I had to take that part on. So. Well, I can't say that was like, you know, I had the robes, I had the beard, you know, the mustache, the little diaper wrap, you know, but that was school comedy. That was high school comedy. That was drama class, and I'm born and raised Canadian. But that, you know, at least I'm just thankful those days we didn't have Donald Trump as a high school teacher. That would not have been good. That kind of thing. But I'll show you how I do that. Would not be good with the mouth. But there was other plays we did in high school, especially public school. Going down to public school I took drama all the way to True Worshipers Bible School. My teacher for Bible college did die, passed on of emphysema lung cancer. And he was a really uplifting person to me, and that kind of thing, and a really nice man. They closed the college down, but fortunately I would have graduated. I would have loved to have my 2-year certificate, but never got it, because they couldn't find anybody else to replace it. But I enjoyed it, that kind of thing. And you know what else? Oh, back to going through, you know. As a kid, I did everything. I was in ice hockey, karate, taekwondo, kung fu, kundoi, whatever you want to call it. There is, oh yeah. Another thing, if anybody on my Facebook that ever went to high school with me, ever remember our high school plays, the dumbest one we ever did was, what was the ones we did for high school? I remember the ones we did for public school, but I can't remember. Oh, high school we did Cool in the Furnace. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Always loved that one. Especially when I got to play Santa Claus. And that was good. That isn't good either. That ain't good. Oh, I forgot. I lost that. I even lost that texture now. Thanks. How did it go now? That's not good. Not good. Yeah. That ain't. It'll come back to me. There's certain times it comes out. Certain times it don't come back. It doesn't come in. You know, now when I was growing up in public school, my mother could never afford to send me to private school. I whined, I complained, because my older sister got to go to a private school. I always wanted to go to private school because I hated the public school system. I always still today hate the public school system. I think I think it doesn't do anything for nobody. Like, it's the separate school system that's doing more. Your kids are coming out more educated, better jobs, that kind of thing. When they come out of the separate system and they come out of the private school system, like any kid that says, yeah, we went to a private school, they don't come out on government pensions. No, that ain't gonna happen. They're coming out with well-paid, good-paying career jobs. With the public school system, I don't know what they're doing. I'm not trying to cut them down, but they're, for some reason, the kids are being more literate, they're being more literated, they're being more ignored, that kind of thing. And that ain't looking good, I know that happened to me when I was in public school. I was shoved into a segregated class. I hated that. I hated being in GLD class. It is now called community living or SLI, or what the hell do they call that one now? SIL class? Something like that? ILS, yeah. Institutional, ISL, Institutional Slow Learning Disorder class. Something like that. Some stupid retarded label, anyways. That kind of thing. I was fully integrated into the high school, but still, again, it was too much of a fast pace for me, but that kind of thing. And I was nothing but frustrated. Held back so many years, and then they kicked me out. They got to the point you got too old. They boot your butt out the door. Because you can only stay in school until you're 21. And then when after 21, it's bye-bye, adios, out you go. You're too old. I've been to several adult learning centers. They're good, pretty good. But again, they do not have an adult credit system like some of the bigger areas do. Yeah, there is an option of correspondence, but it's financially it's steep, so it's a bit heavy cost of that kind of thing. But other than that, I cope with just the basics. My reading skills have come up a lot since I got out doing karaoke, and that's where basically I'm teaching myself new skills. If you notice, sometimes I have a tendency to repeat myself. It's not because of me doing it, it's because I had a bit of an incident with a roommate years ago, and I suffered some brain damage tissue from it. But I get a little bit of flashbacks here and there, and that. But I like to avoid that department as much as possible. That's why I said I do not allow roommates to move in with me ever since that night. Like that is not gonna happen. There we go again. It always slips when I don't want it to slip. But that's not gonna happen. I do it better when I try to control that, it doesn't happen. But when I'm not expecting it, it comes out. But it's. I bet you a lot of people ain't just getting one, just be in their pants laughing at one. But it's. But yeah, public school. Now back to drama classes. With the public school, we did lots of plays that I can remember. I need a vacation. Not literally, I don't need a vacation. I would love one, but I can't afford it. But that's not going to happen either. But this is a play we did. It's a play it's a musical, based on a workshop of elves that cons Santa Claus into a television game show, and this evil elf takes over the workshop, and Santa Claus wins this fancy Barbados trip in the Barbados and the Hawaiian Islands, or the Caribbean Islands, sorry, and he goes off to the Caribbean, and this evil elf works his evil plan. And he tries to terrorize the North Pole and this and that. Santa Claus picks up on it, he comes back. And it's like that thing, and he says, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen either. See, I can't do it now. Sometimes I can do it. It just slips on me when I'm not least expecting it. That one there, and he gets back, fixes the North Pole, you know, happy ending. You know, the evil elf, he's done in. You know, the other public school play. Now this is another good. No, sorry. I Need a Vacation mixed up with Surfing Santa. Sorry, I forgot. I got them wrong. Okay, I've got those confused because I remember we did both plays in public school and drama club. The first one we did was Surfing Santa. That's the one where Santa Claus gets tricked and goes to the Caribbean Islands. The other one is I Need a Vacation. They're both was musicals. That's why I've got them so confused. The other one is where a family goes to Las Vegas and, you know, little Bobby Joel in the background, you know, is in the car and he's on this long trip, and you know, he whines to use the washroom because the parents ain't going to plan to stop going to the washroom. That ain't gonna happen. Because they're more worried about going to the casino. They don't care about the kid or his nature calls. The parents were more worried about pumping, $1 billion in the casino, going to see Elvis, kind of thing, and Las Vegas, and going to gambling, going out and gamble, work check or whatever, that kind of thing. And that's a big musical. I do remember, what is it? The one lad that was in one of my high school friends that was in my class, not high school friend, public school friend that I had was in my grade 8 class. He, the guy that played Elvis, imitated Elvis Presley, had his picture in the paper about 5 times. Me, I was just the bat boy in the baseball scene. I didn't get my picture in the paper. Why? It ain't gonna happen. That kind of thing. Not gonna happen. I lost the texture now. I told you it slipped and I don't want it to. But it was a quiet part. There was no lines. I was jumping between the choir. That was the musical I loved because there was a full choir. There was a full, cast. We had a full cast. Unfortunately, I was the bat boy. I always loved playing the bat boy. And that kind of thing. I'm not talking about Comic-Con people. Just so you know, when I say bat boy, I'm talking about the guy that actually brings the bag of baseball bats out onto the baseball field. I'm not talking about, Batman and Robin where the guy's running around in a bat cave in a Batmobile. That ain't gonna happen. See, it's not slipping right now, but it will later when I'm least expecting it. It's not the superhero Bat Boy. It's actually in a full baseball uniform, like Las Vegas Expos, whatever they call themselves down there. For that play where handing the players the bat and that kind of thing and play, and which was quite funny for me. That wasn't the embarrassing play I ever did. Back to high school. But I would say about grade 9, grade 9 or 10, we cast the play Once Upon a Mattress. that there is taken from the actual Walt Disney production of Jack and the Beanstalk. Once Upon a Mattress is a play like Jack and the Beanstalk, and yes, it is a full musical. For those that like musicals, it's similar to Jack and the Beanstalk, but instead of the beanstalk growing outside of his window, you're planting the bean outside the window, and him growing a beanstalk outside and climbing it. The beanstalk grows up from underneath the mattress or the bed and lifts the bed up through the ceiling and up to, the giant's castle in the heavens and the clouds, that kind of thing, and the character's name for that wasn't Jack. It was what was the characteristic that we all my friends will probably remember this one. This was played by I forget who both of them played that character. It was some funny name, made up name, a theater name that we used, or some type of character name. That kind of thing is. No, it wasn't Atreyu. Would have been nice to use that name in that play, but that ain't gonna happen. I'd get better at that again. But like I said, just something I don't want to. If I can remember correctly, I think the character's name had a different. I forgot now what the character's name was, but I used to have a copy of the old scripts to that. They got destroyed in a basement flood where some stuff was stored at my mom's place or whatever. That, and I've lost those papers and that kind of thing. And I had the tapes to that, pre-recorded tapes to that play too. That I was one of the ones I was in, and I always loved that one. And the other one that our high school did, that I was a substitution for, and you guys are gonna have a laugh at this one. If you loved seeing me at the Optimus dance in the wig for Halloween in a wig, thought it was funny, that kind of thing, the characteristics to that one relate back to memory to when I was in high school. Our high school did the performance of The Wizard of Oz. And now, this is the part you guys are fooled on, okay? The young girl that was actually supposed to play Dorothy Gale in our high school production of The Wizard of Oz, it wasn't like the Hollywood production. This was totally a live production. It was all done differently. The young girl that was in my class, drama class, that was supposed to play Dorothy Gale was called in sick. So I ended up getting asked to play that role. I'm like, I kept saying, that is not gonna happen. But it happened. But stupid me, I was young, stupid, I volunteered for it. Anyways, because I was supposed to play one of the Munchkins, but I ended up having to play Dorothy instead. What can I say? How we were different is normally, if you notice the actual Hollywood production of... Atreyu, what are you doing? No, her name was not Atreyu. Hey, but no, she does look like an Atreyu. We're not talking about the 1984 Neverending Story here. I love that movie too, but you can't crisscross. I don't think Noah Hathaway would appreciate these actually movies being crisscrossed, her stories being crisscrossed. Thomas A. Stewart Secondary School is the school I went to, and I went to Kenner Collegiate because we had a spastic problem. Back to my drama class. that I took. Like I said, I've got years of I've taken acting classes, everything in high school, Solomon Outreach Center, that kind of thing, with youth group, that kind of thing. So I kind of learned a lot. So like that's why I've got a lot of good skills and that kind of thing. I've been in a lot of playing choirs. You know, I love singing and that kind of thing. But unfortunately, Jokers on Duty can't do that no more. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't, definitely ain't gonna happen on that one. But in the movie, like I've seen the movie, I loved the movie, The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy Gale is in a blue and white, in a blue dress and a white nice blouse. Well, we couldn't find a blue dress and a white blouse to fit me. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen on that one. At that point, so we substituted. We ended up having purple socks. I definitely had to wear purple socks. And the red ruby slippers weren't red ruby slippers. No. They weren't red shoes at all. That ain't gonna happen either. I tried to get out. Our ruby slippers was made actually out of wood. Out of wood shop. And we put leather straps to them. And we painted them pink, by the way. And we put, hey, down. And they were like a pinkish color. Didn't go well with the purple socks. People, please do not ask me. Like, yes, we were kids, that kind of thing, and it was kind of weird. Well, really not, but you know, we were kids, so you know, I had to wear a dress, fortunately. No, it was not a kilt. Like I always dreamed it would have been. But because I don't think I'm sorry, but I don't think Highland kilts. Ask any Scotch Highland regiment does. I always ask them, does Highland kilts ever come in pink or purple? I'll tell you. That ain't gonna happen on that one either. But so yeah, again we had pink ruby slippers. The rubies were the rubies were like a what was it? A rouge color, like a rougey purple. I remember that it was like a rougey purple, and plus purple socks. They shine out in the crowd, like when the stage lights were down. It was like a glow in the dark thing. Didn't help my dress was glowing in the dark too, but I ain't gonna talk about that one. Especially under the strobe lights and everything. The white blouse wasn't white. It was like it was like a rainbowish color blouse, fortunately. And I had like a kind of a brownish wig. So it was a bit of a brownish blackish wig tied up. So I mean, it's that was my high school embarrassing moment, and that kind of thing. And today, like, my friends never let me down for that. They always, every time, even if now I'm reconnecting with them on Facebook, or if they ever come out to visit me, they all bring those times up. They get a good laugh out of those days, because we used to laugh back at those. You know, they're memories that stay with you, and that kind of thing. And you know, it's talent is a gift. It's a God-given gift. And you know, it's I love using it. So, but we'll put it at that. Now, as far as the other courses go, like we had our math hours and that. My favorite subject was lunch because you can actually eat lunch. You know, I was always looking forward to skipping the period before lunch. I went to class right at 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm waiting for lunch. I'm skipping that class. That ain't gonna happen on that one either. But it did. We had high school other clubs, like we had afternoon high life. We had, oh please do not get me started on high life. I felt like I was in drama class still, going to that group. It was a type of group. High life is a Bible study group that comes in at lunchtime for teenagers in the high schools. All the city high schools have them too. But, you know, you just eat your lunch and you're sitting there, and it's like a mini youth group and that. And, you know, the directors from YFC comes in. YFCK come in. And, KYFC, sorry. It's KYFC, not KFC. I would have loved KFC. But no, it was KYFC. It was Kawartha Youth for Christ. Ministries would come in and you know, talk to teenagers and that kind of thing, have Bible study, play games, you know. Some idiot would come in with their banjo or whatever, or that kind of thing, and we'd have music hour. We'd have like a music hour or whatever, you know, and socialize and that, or sit there, eat your lunch, and you know, everybody stares at you. Looks like you're from another planet. Because they're all Christian and you ain't. Yeah. You gotta work your way in. That ain't gonna happen either. Oh, see, that's what they get. Anyways, it's that kind of thing. But, you know, then there was chess club, basketball. Now, I never got on the regular basketball league. I always had to play on the midgets. I had to play midget basketball. Out of the dumbest divisions, I had to play midget basketball. I always hated midget basketball. Because I'm always too short to hit the hoops. That's why the good thing about the tall people, if we pulled tall people from their team, us midgets used to sit up on the shoulders and dunk the ball in the basket. We cheat. There's one way to win the game. That ain't gonna happen either. But yeah, that was one of my funniest moments. Oh, going into grade 9. This is funny. My time going into grade 9, high school initiation week. I always hated grade 9 initiation week. I mean, it's the day that the senior high school students, the good thing they did away with it nowadays, they don't allow it, because it ain't gonna happen now. They probably still do it, but they get caught for it. But back those days, they didn't get caught for it. They used to do stupid stuff, like to us grade 9s, because we're newbies, you know, Twinkies, you Ghostbusters want to call us. We had a lot of number done to us. We had hot gravy poured down our pants. We had our arms tied behind our back, and we had to push a penny down the hallway. I remember that. That ain't gonna happen either, but it did. We were duct taped in oh, this is funny. We were actually duct taped in an outhouse. Yeah, believe it or not, they used to duct tape us in a stinky old outhouse because construction workers had one outside. That kind of did not smell too nice neither. That ain't gonna happen either, but it did. We did track and field back to grade 9 initiation. There was a lot of different things they did to us. So, oh yeah, the senior students would always no ideas. High school kids that are in high school, don't pick up any ideas because you will get in trouble. We didn't, but you guys will in this generation. The the senior students used to start food fights in the cafeteria. Teacher says that ain't gonna happen. It did. And the grade nines were caught in the middle of it all. And again, we didn't get in trouble for it because nobody would. Seniors didn't get in trouble for that kind of thing back those days. Like, it was something that if they didn't see it, it didn't happen. But it did happen. Now, school trips. Well, I want to finish up with the initiation end of it. Some of our senior initiations were bad. But we got through it. Graffiti on the lockers, locked in the lockers. High school takeover. I always remember that one. Seniors locked out all the teachers and all us grade 9s. Anybody who taught grade 9 classes. Believe it or not. The even the senior teachers got locked out because they were actually for sticking up for the grade 9 teachers. So all the teachers, all the high school faculty got locked out of the high school. And all us grade 9s got locked out of the high school. We got locked out. And that kind of thing. Like they said, that ain't gonna happen. But guess what? It happened. They locked us out. That kind of thing. So they wouldn't let us in after the bell rang and that kind of thing. Because the seniors took over the whole high school. Because they tried to say it was senior grades only. Anybody that was a dirty niner was not allowed in. But that kind of thing. And it kind of also reminds me of some of the cadet training camps. If you ever have, if you've ever been through cadets or you got kids that are in cadets today, a lot of stuff that went on when I was in the Army and Air Cadets don't go on anymore. They've all did away with all that. Any of the initiation night, the last night, practical joke night or whatever, it doesn't happen anymore. They're not allowed to do that. They got corrected in what was it, 1998, 99 for it. All the military bases put a stop to it, which is actually pretty good. But when I was going through cadets, before they stopped that, my time in Air Cadets, Army Cadets, last night on the base was always known as Hell Night. And before you got home and that kind of thing. And the senior cadets would pull dirty jokes, pranks on us junior cadets, all on our junior rank cadets, all the time. Again, back to the outhouse scene. I was in India Company. I was before I went back to teach Foxtrot, which is boot camp. The year after that one. But when I became a senior cadet. But when I was a junior cadet, the year I was junior cadet base board, those were good times. Like the training was good. I learned a lot from that. Didn't make the real military like I wanted to. I couldn't do the aptitude test. That was too hard. I would have never been married today if I did. But back to my cadet days, it was quite interesting because we had bands, that kind of thing. There was an actual pipe band that I played in the Army Cadet band, the pipe band, and Air Cadet pipe band. And I did lose talent for it because, if I was to pick it up again or we join a group, I even decided to join a group here in Wyerton, I would have to relearn it all over again as a new student because I would have forgotten everything on how to play it. When we were at base, in Army Cadets base board, we were, again, we were kids. We had good times. We actually, prior to the Hell Night, A lot of the training was good. We had a lot of combat bush training, you know. You know, in the field exercise, we learned field first aid, that kind of thing. We learned basically how the military operates, how they live every day, you know, how they get up early every morning. They could be up any hours, a day or night. You know, like sleep don't exist in the military. That's what they were teaching us. As cadets, we did get some sleep, but not a lot. We were like, lights would be out at 11:30, and we could be woken up right at 12 o'clock at night, 12:30 at night, just after lights out for physical PT training or whatever. The Army bugle go off, never fails, or we get loudly woken up. I mean, when I say loudly woken up, I mean loudly waking up. You know, and me getting up that early in the morning, gonna happen. But it did. There are ways of waking people up. It could be anything from banging garbage pails together, you know, flicking the lights on and off. Again, they don't do this anymore because of there are rules and restrictions now. But when I was in cadets, they didn't really have much of a rule and restriction system. Sergeants could do anything. They used to actually dump our. When I was in cadets, we were smart. We learned never to sleep on the top bunk. Never gonna happen. I'll tell you why we never slept on the top bunk. Is because if you're getting woken up at 12 o'clock at night for PT or physical training, or you get woken up, or the Army bugle goes off, you know, they come in, your sergeant, warrant officer comes in banging the garbage pails, flicking the lights on and off, he dumping your mattress over. And you're going for a ride on the floor.
Doesn't tickle.
That's a little painful. But, so, you know, it's to build your confidence and anyways, and that kind of thing. And that, so it's, you know, it's so the early mornings kind of catch up with you and that kind of, and this is before breakfast. Like, I mean, you're doing sit-ups, push-ups, you don't even have no bowl of cereal in you got no bacon and eggs. You know, that's the only nice thing is if, you know, is the mess hall there, but, you know, but when you're in the field, they train you on Army rations, everything, and everything with amoeba toast is disgusting. Ugh. Man, it's like eating dried amoeba toast. It doesn't taste too nice. I never did. I never liked it. I can't complain because it was food. Because if you were actually starving, that's all you had to eat. In a war situation or a battle, you'd have to eat it. You couldn't complain about it, or you would literally starve to death right there. You wouldn't survive. The beans and wieners was the only thing good in the rations. Us cadets always stayed away from the shepherd's pie. We always stayed away from the macaroni salad because the macaroni salad totally looked like somebody vomited, and in an aluminum envelope. Some drunk vomited in an aluminum foil envelope. And the cat, and I have to say, the shepherd's pie did look a little bit like cat food, smushed in there. By the time you get the potatoes, ground beef all smushed in there. That's disgusting. I'm not eating that. You know, but again, if you're in a survival situation, you gotta eat it, right? So, you know, you gotta eat stuff you don't like. But that, like I said, that's gross. That ain't gonna happen either. But it did. Yeah. Now back to Hell Night. When they were allowing that's when the senior officers, not officers, they let the senior sergeants do whatever they want. They pull dirty practical jokes on you. Your training Gumby shorts, they rep them on you. They put shaving cream in your palm of your hands. They tip your nose with a feather and you get it all over your face when you wake up. Another issue, I used to tell also after that I got smart. I always tell my cadets. I said, if you're gonna go to bed, wear pajamas to bed. Especially if it's practical. If you get pranked or you get a practical joke night, you're not wearing pajamas. They get pushed into like these senior sergeants. I'm not like this, but some of these senior sergeants would actually, when you're sleeping, it happened to me, and it's embarrassing. They push your head down in the sleeping bag when you're sleeping. You don't feel it, and they tie the sleeping bag up and put a combination lock on it. And they give the girls a combination, and they drop you off the female's barrack. And they open up a present. You just like a Christmas present, huh? In a no man's zone where you're not supposed to be. That ain't gonna happen, but that's why I always told my cadets, if you're smart, that time when you're smart, you're going to bed at night, wear pajamas at least to bed. That way, if any fool or clown tries to pull a joke on you, you're well covered. That kind of thing. That way, it's little less embarrassing. That's probably how Joker's on duty. But
that was a good one.
there was other tricks that were also pulled on me. There was I was locked.